Welcome to another episode of the Group Parlay podcast with myself, Nick Schrum, Andy Semo, Kevin Asoyan, unable to join us. What can I say? Another 2 out of 3. Tough hockey game. 1-0, nowhere near the over. People are wondering, Andy, why the over? So I'll hand it off to you for a quick recap.
Yeah, we'll start with the loser. That game was just brutal to watch. No action whatsoever. Nothing was getting to the middle. Everything was just to the outsides in each zone. So no penalties were being called. There were probably about 6 or 7 plays that could have been called penalties that they just didn't. So it was a fast, easy 1-0 game for the Wild. Just miserable. I just need to stay away from hockey. As much as I love it, I just got to stay away from it. It's been no good to us this year. But Strom with the early game, noon, Celtics -2.5, pretty much led the whole game. It got close in like the third, early fourth, and then the Celtics ended up pulling away, winning by I think 7. So, great pick, Strom. Just stay hot in basketball. Keep that NBA rolling. And then Kevin, sweaty. He just needed to see one go through the hoop, literally and figuratively. Giddy with about 5 minutes left in the fourth, had 17 points, ended up making a free throw and get to that 18 mark. So Kevin hits.
You know what was funny, because he missed the front end on he had 2 free throws. He missed the first one. I'm like, oh my God, he's going to miss both.
Yeah.
He
needed it. I mean, after a terrible month, losing Arkansas the way Arkansas lost on the first, he needed to see one going. So hopefully he's back. He's got another player prop for you that I love today. So, but yeah, on the month 0-2. Me and Kev are both 1-1. Strom 2-0. Got a hit today or tomorrow, basically. Feel pretty good about the month, just to start.
Yeah, tough start to the month, but we're right there. Just need to all be on the same page at some point.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 is good. If we're just like rotating, like as long as people are hitting and they're not getting like 3 or 4 losses in a row, then you're feeling pretty good.
Maybe today's the day.
Maybe today's the day. But let's get into the picks today. Strom, kick us off.
Yep, I'm sticking with the NBA. I am going Pistons -7.5 against the Jazz. Pistons have been hot, winning 9 of their last 10 games with an average margin of victory of 14 over that span. They're playing a banged-up Jazz team. I'm actually expecting most of their players to play tonight. A lot of them sat out yesterday, second leg of a back-to-back, so I'm assuming most of their starters are going to actually play tonight, but I don't think it matters. Detroit, as an away favorite, is actually 7-2 against the spread, 7-2 straight up, with an average margin of victory of 13. Jazz, they have some solid players. They're just not a good basketball team. So give me a hot Pistons team -7.5. Not a huge number, but I think they should be able to win by 8.
Yeah, I was looking at this as well. I think maybe 1 or 2 of those guys don't play, but the Pistons have been rolling lately. They've been looking really good. So, I mean, Kate Cunningham might be like in the MVP talks. He won't win, but he'll be in that conversation at least. So he's been really good for them.
All those guys are game time decision today. A lot of them yesterday were like rest, injury management, stuff like that. So I think they knew on a back-to-back that they needed a day off. So
yeah. All right. I'll go with Kevin's really quick. He's going Desmond Bane over 20.5 points. The over is set at this game at 252.5 points. There is projected to be a ton of points in this game. Also, John Morant is a game-time decision. Desmond Bane's averaging 18.2 points per game. Or I'm sorry, no, he's not. But that was for past season. But when John Morant does not play this season, Desmond Bane is averaging 19.5 points a game. He's probably the number 2 option behind Jaren Jackson there, now that John Morant's kind of like in and out of the lineup all the time. But Desmond Bane, 20 points against the bad Hawks team. They don't play defense. I think they're going to win this game, and he's going to get the points. So they're not going to lose 3 in a row at home. It's kind of the other thing.
And they haven't been playing very good, but we'll see. Don't have much data on this one.
Yeah, he didn't give us much. Just the over's at a very, very high number. So People are going to feed the night.
252.5 is very
It's an
high.
astronomical number.
Let's see. They did play once earlier this year. Let's see what Desmond Bain. 23 points. So
it's good. It's a good sign.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to college baseball because I enjoy watching it, although I won't be able to watch tonight. But I'm going to take Cal baseball over UC Santa Barbara. Over UC Santa Barbara -1. So all we need to do is win. It's basically a money line play, get that push potential. But Cal is the better team here. These two teams are wrapping up a 4-game series, 2 at home, 2 away. Cal lost the first 2 at home. They won yesterday on the road in Santa Barbara, hitting 8 home runs. The wind was blowing out like 20 miles an hour. I think it's going to be the same conditions tonight. Cal is projected to pitch this guy, David Shaw, with a 1.18 ERA. Santa Barbara used a ton of pitchers yesterday, so they might go with a guy that hasn't pitched yet this season. Also, Cal has hit 17 home runs this season. Santa Barbara has hit 2 in 11 games. So the slugging potential definitely favors Cal. The pitching also favors Cal, as their team ERA is 3.45 and a 1.15 whip, whereas Santa Barbara is not as good in the pitching department. Wrong. Their ERA is 6.21 as a team with a 1.68 whip. So I'm going to roll with the better team, and with the weather the way it's supposed to be, I'm going to take the slugging team as well. So give me Cal.
I got nothing. Hopefully you stay hot in college baseball
and basketball. Yeah, there's some deep research that has to go in these college baseball picks, like deep. You can't just look on like Twitter or the internet to find anything. Like you gotta do some deep.
It's definitely a good niche market to get into, so you can find some variants and some lines that don't make sense.
Plus is on ESPN Plus tonight, so you should be able to watch if you have it. So, all right. To recap our picks, we got Pistons -7.5, and I think at 140. Let me double check, actually. I didn't plug that into the spreadsheet. All right, so we got Pistons -7.5 at -144. Cal Baseball -1 at -140, and the Desmond Bain over 20.5 points at -125. Comes out to +422 for today's parlay. Hit up 2.2 units. They'd be feeling good.
It's a weird parlay, but who knows?
Sometimes the weird ones hit. It's happened before, so they all make sense. All the picks make sense. They're all good. Data's there. I think
Pistons are losing straight up, so that's the loser tonight. I'm calling it.
Don't do that.
Colin Sexton with a 30-piece.
Nah, it's not going to happen. Pistons got it in the bag tonight.
Yeah.
So, all right. Let's get it.
Let's get it.